There are things men go through that almost never get spoken out loud. Like that moment when you look at the pills you take every day, your heart medication, your cholesterol medication, your diabetes medication, and suddenly realize your body isn't responding the way it used to. Your desire softens, your reaction slows. Those familiar warning signals begin to fade. No one warned you about this. No doctor explained it, and you're left standing in a gray space wondering whether it's the medication, the condition, or age quietly taking something deeply personal from you. But the truth is, you're not alone. Thousands of men have described the same sense of confusion, the same loss of direction, the feeling that their body is speaking a new language. Today, we're going to translate that language, not to blame medication, not to blame age, not to create fear, but simply to help you understand what's happening inside you in the gentlest, most honest way. Because once you understand your body, you can guide it back to its natural rhythm. And sometimes understanding is the very first step to reclaiming the vitality you thought you had lost. Changes rarely arrive like a storm. They come softly like a quiet shift in the wind. You notice them only when you pay close attention. Maybe your body doesn't respond as quickly. Maybe the firmness you relied on feels looser, weaker. At first, you brush it off. It's just a tired day, you say, but then it happens again and again. In reality, this is often the natural reaction of your circulation. Some medications relax blood vessels too much or slow their ability to contract. When blood, the fuel of every sexual response, doesn't move strongly, the sharpness of your physical reactions fades with it. But this says nothing about your masculinity. It simply means your body is adjusting like a precise machine trying to find its rhythm again. Once you understand that, you stop blaming yourself. And you start listening. Then there are mornings when something feels muted. Your desire isn't gone. It's just softer, like someone turned the volume down. This often comes from hormones, especially testosterone, slipping out of rhythm, not collapsing, not failing, just dropping gently like a wave settling. Some medications can nudge hormones off their usual track, not in dangerous ways, but enough that you feel changes in your mood, energy, and physical reactions. That fading is not a downfall. It's a signal. Hormones shift with sleep, stress, movement, nutrition, and yes, medication. Understanding that doesn't create fear. It creates clarity. And from clarity comes direction. For many men, the most unsettling change isn't losing the ability to get hard, it's losing the feeling behind it. You still respond, but something feels distant, delayed, or strangely dull. That's because pleasure doesn't come from muscle, but from the nerves in the pelvic floor. When these nerves become less sensitive, pleasure dulls, like a familiar song playing through a closed door instead of speakers. The good news is nerves can recover. They're living tissue. They can wake up again. And then comes the biggest question. Is this the medication or the illness? Diabetes can dull sensation and slow ejaculation. High blood pressure can stiffen blood vessels. High cholesterol can restrict blood flow to the pelvis. But medication adds another layer, softening hormones, slowing nerves, weakening circulation. When both overlap, your body's signals feel scrambled. You don't know if you're tired from the illness, the medication, or both, but none of this is your fault. And once you understand how blood flow, hormones, and nerves interact, everything becomes clearer and solutions appear. Across men's quiet conversations, certain names come up again and again. Some say that ever since taking tamsulosin, their body reaches the edge of orgasm, but never crosses it, as if the signal gets blocked at the finish line. Others say finasteride sinks their desire into depths they've never felt before. Men taking antidepressants like Zoloft or Prozac describe orgasm as a finish line that keeps moving farther away. The closer they get, the thinner the sensation becomes. Effexor and Paxil bring a strange fog as if pleasure is wrapped in a veil. Many men taking gabapentin notice a soft numbness spreading through the pelvic area, slowing every reaction. Some on amlodipine or metoprolol describe a quiet, gradual weakening of firmness. Men on statins or NSAIDs feel their pleasure become shallower, lighter. A few mention that drugs like prednisone or omeprazole create strange but undeniable shifts, changes they feel but cannot fully explain. These stories don't exist to scare you. They exist to remind you that your body is always speaking, and you deserve to understand what it's saying. Women feel these changes too. Their experiences often emerge quietly, but they're just as real. Some say their orgasms feel weaker, like half the intensity has been trimmed away. Others lose lubrication faster, turning intimacy into something tight or strained instead of effortless. Women on antidepressants describe climax drifting far away or becoming almost unreachable. This reminds us that medication can shape intimacy for both partners. and both deserve clarity and understanding. Now we begin the journey back to your natural rhythm, and that path begins with the simplest element, blood flow. Sexual strength doesn't start with hormones or desire, it starts with circulation. When blood doesn't move fully into the pelvic region, every sensation becomes muted. The good news is that circulation responds quickly. Small changes, standing after long periods, a brisk 20-minute walk, gentle hip stretches can warm your entire system. Blood vessels open. Oxygen and nutrients reach places they've been missing. Foods rich in natural nitrates, beets, pomegranate, leafy greens, help widen vessels like reopening pathways narrowed by illness or medication. Within a few days, men often notice subtle improvements, quicker reactions, fuller sensations. Not magic, just biology coming back to life. Hormones don't need intense intervention. They need stability, good sleep, less sugar, cutting back on alcohol, and healthy fats from fish, avocado, or olive oil slowly guide your endocrine system back into alignment. These changes aren't dramatic, but they're powerful, like resetting a biological clock that had drifted off time. Minerals such as zinc, magnesium, and vitamin D help your body use testosterone effectively, not by boosting it unnaturally, but by restoring consistency, the foundation of male vitality. When hormones settle, men often describe not just improved performance, but improved clarity, confidence, and emotional grounding. Then comes the nervous system, the final messenger of pleasure. It decides how deeply you feel, how quickly you react, how intensely your body responds. Some medications dull these signals, but nerves are resilient. They heal. B vitamins, especially B12, support nerve function. Better sleep and lower inflammation let these pathways fire smoothly. Stress reduction calms the tension around them. As nerves reawaken, sensation returns, not abruptly, but warmly, like a melody swelling back after being turned down. Timing matters too. Many side effects come not from the medication itself, but from when it peaks. A pill taken late may drain your energy at night. A pill taken early may relax your system when you need focus. Some heart medications influence blood flow exactly when your body expects vitality. Never change your schedule on your own, but gently asking your doctor about adjusting timing can align your treatment with your natural rhythm. A small shift can bring clarity back to blood flow, nerves, and performance. Sometimes the body needs a reset. Not a drastic overhaul, just 7 mindful days. Day 1, observe. By day 3, hydrate, eat greens, reduce fried food and sugar. By day 4 and 5, move, walk, stretch, break long sitting sessions. Circulation wakes up and your sexual response follows. Day 6, pay attention. Your blood, hormones, and nerves begin aligning. Day 7, review. What improved? What needs support? What do you bring to your doctor? In 1 week, you gain clarity, real, usable clarity to rebuild safely. And through it all, remember, the hardest part for many men isn't the medication, it's not being heard. Some are told it's just age or it's nothing. But sexual health is part of living fully. And you can speak to your doctor in a way that invites collaboration, not dismissal. Describe your changes calmly and clearly. Softer reactions, slower orgasms, reduced desire. Then ask if there are alternatives with fewer sexual side effects or if timing adjustments could help. If you suspect hormonal shifts or B12 deficiency, request tests. You're not asking for permission. You're partnering because no reaction in your body is a betrayal. Every signal is a message. Your sexual function isn't gone. It's adapting. And adaptation can lead you into a wiser, stronger version of yourself if you listen. Your body is not turning against you. It's asking you to understand it. And that understanding is how you reclaim your rhythm.